Welcome back everyone. So this is going to be WJEC Information Technology, and WJEC is a Welsh Joint Education Committee, and this is simply an IT course that not just entry-level people can use, but people who are new to technology as well. The first course, or the first topic, or the first thing I'm going to be working on is using emails. This is a question I get quite a lot. How do I send emails? Typically from older people or very young people. So again, we're going to have entry level 1, entry level 2, entry level 3, level 1, and there's also level 2. Please don't confuse these because WJC has done this weird thing where they have entry level stuff, which includes level 1, and they also have a separate course which is called level 1 and or level 2. So the aim of this is to help teachers help their students. Some learn best from reading, so I would say give them the PowerPoint. I will make this PowerPoint available at some point. And some learn best from watching videos, so simply send them the link. And whichever type of student you have, hopefully we can all help. So entry level 3, this is the name of the unit, and this is the amount of credits you get. So you get 2 credits. Level 1, slightly different, and you also get 2 credits. The content for entry level 3 and level 1 are very, very similar. There may be 1, sometimes 2 different assessment criteria that you might have to cover, but it's not so much more that is going to become a massive burden. So using email entry level 3, again, this is what the name of this course is. It has 2 learning objectives and a total of 10 assessment criteria for the entry level 3. We have learning objective 1, use email software tools and techniques to compose and send messages. And on the right hand side here, we have all the things that we have to do. I'm not going to go through all of that now because there is going to be a section where I detail every single thing. Learning objective 2 is to manage incoming emails effectively. And again, on the right hand side, we have all the things that we're supposed to be doing. So using email level 1, we have 11 assessment criteria, and I'm going to skip to this. And as you can see, it's more or less the same thing. It's again using email software tools and techniques to compose and send messages. And again, on the right, we have everything we need. And on this one, the only thing that we have different that I've noticed anyway, I might be wrong. The only thing I've noticed is 2.6, where it says respond appropriately to common email problems. And we'll have a list of the common email problems, and we then show students or teach students how to fix those issues or how to rectify those issues. So that's the only difference between entry level 3 and level 1. So just to give you an overview of what the differences might be. So level 1, as I've said, covers everything. Entry level 3 is slightly below level 1. So as a result of that, level 1 actually covers everything in entry level 3 and more. So it says in this case, if you do the level 1 criteria, all the entry level 3 is also completed. I recommend aiming for level 1 because that obviously gives your students something to push towards, to strive towards. However, if the students do not meet this criteria, they can drop down to entry level 3. Please note, entry level 3 is lower than level 1. Even though it says level 3, it's entry level 3. And I believe, yes, on this slide, I have all the levels. So entry level 1 is the lowest. So imagine entry level 1 as being the stone at the bottom here. It's the thing at the bottom. Even though it's the biggest one in this example, it's the smallest or the lowest level. Then we have entry level 2 above entry level 1. Then we have entry level 3 above entry level 2. Level 1 is above entry level 3, and level 2 is above level 1. And here we have a different visualization of what I just said. Again, entry level 1 is at the very bottom, entry level 2 is above that, entry level 3, level 1, and finally level 2. This is how it looks visually. I will be focusing on level 1, and again, if you focus on the higher stuff, which is the level 1, if they do not meet the criteria, they can simply drop down to entry level 3. And for using emails in this instance, the only thing that they would miss out is, well, I believe 2.6. If they do not meet entry level 3, again, they can drop down to entry level 2. And the entry level 2 criteria, I haven't shown it here, but it's on the spec, and I will show you guys where to find the spec at some point. And furthermore to that, if they do not meet the entry level 2, they can drop down to entry level 1. That's the absolute lowest level. And that's fine because some students are not actually able to access entry level 2, entry level 3, or level 1 stuff. This is the level 1 details from the specification. And again, I screenshotted this. So this is the title, the unit reference number, the entry code, the level, the credit value. So this is the amount of points that they get, and the unit aim. This is on the spec, and the spec I have, this is being recorded in September 2023. The spec I have, this is on page 220. There is also an entry level 3 level, I'm saying level so many times, an entry level 3 level, which I believe is on page 215. Don't quote me on that, but again, this is from the 2023 specification. Next, we have our learning objectives. There are a total of 2 learning objectives. Again, learning objective 1 and 2. These are the things that the students or you will have to do. These are the things that the teacher will be checking for, and these are the things you will need to show evidence for. So every single thing on this list, you will do it, the teacher will check it, and you have to provide evidence for if you're a student. And again, here's everything on the learning objective 1 for the level 1 qualification. And again, it says using email software tools and techniques to compose and send messages. Now, let me just break this down as much as I can. Using email software tools and techniques to compose. Let's work our way backwards. To compose. What does it mean to compose? Simply to write emails. To start writing an email is to compose an email. Now, to send messages was simply to click on the send button. That's it. There's nothing else behind it. So 1.1 says use software tools to compose and format emails. And again, we're going to be writing emails and we're going to be formatting the email so it looks different. 1.2 says attach files to email messages. So attach a picture, a Word document, a PowerPoint, Excel spreadsheet, whatever you want. 1.3 says send email messages. That's simply clicking the send button. 1.4 says identify how to stay safe and respect others when using email. So these are things like if someone says don't email me or remove me from an email list, do that. Don't send personal details in an email, so on and so forth. I won't get into that too much here because I want to do that later on. 1.5 says use an address book to store and retrieve contact information. Very, very similar to what we do on our mobile phones, where we simply have a contact list. And for example, I can go into my contact list and I can say mommy, and I can say daddy, and I can say sister 1, sister 2, sister 3. And those will be the details of the people I'm going to be emailing. It's the same for email. Now, learning objective 2, again, things to do. Manage incoming emails effectively. 2.1 says follow guidelines and procedures for using email. Identify when and how to respond to email messages. Not every single email needs a reply. If someone says, oh, thanks for telling me to have a nice weekend, you also have a nice weekend, you might not need to respond to that. That's fine. The conversation is finished. Next, it says read and respond. Oh, let me put my mouse there. Next, it says read and respond to email messages appropriately. If someone's telling you something professionally, you need to respond in a professional way. No laughing, no emojis, correct spelling, stuff like that. Identify what messages to delete and when to do so. Organize and store email messages. Respond appropriately to common email problems. So those are the learning objectives that we need to be able to meet or to hit in order to get our level 1 qualification. Now, please, again, I'm going to repeat this as many times as I can within reason. Level 1 is the top. Entry level 3 is under that. Entry level 2 is under that. Entry level 1 is under that. So please keep that in mind. Thank you guys for watching, and the next video is going to be me going over some of the email stuff that you need to be able to do.